ninja selling, and it was a great experience. It's one of the many like coaching slash methods to like how to tackle the real estate business. That's one of the many ways of doing it that are out there. Um, the course was put on by a local agent here in Hawaii, Lauren Graham, and he attends the headquarters training every year. It's Fort Collins, Colorado, put on by Larry Kendall, the author of the book Ninja Selling. This book right here, and yeah, just great stuff. The overall idea of ninja selling is so like the history of ninjas is they're just common people within the town back in the day, and they would secretly be like serving their community as ninjas by fighting crime or whatever. And so applying that to real estate, the idea is to not be like hardcore, like the only time people hear from you is you're trying to buy or sell a house for them, that kind of thing, or convince them to transact, and instead to just be like an asset to your community, or just being a resource of information for your past clients, and not just constantly battering them with ads and stuff. So I'll kick off this meeting. So first, want to congratulate Christian Romero and Jason Anderson, our newest agents at EXP. Nice job, guys, on completing the exam and also completing the licensing process. It can be kind of a headache when you're dealing with getting out of the military and also getting set up for the next chapter. But we have 2 more people who completed the process. All right. So this is going to be a 2-part lesson. So I broke it up into the daily tasks and the weekly tasks. So the big takeaway that from the ninja course that they want you to have, if if you get distracted with all the other stuff that often comes with these types of courses, they say to just stick to the Ninja 9. I'm sorry if I'm getting distracted. People are still hopping into the group. But yeah, so stick to the Ninja 9. And it's broken down into these 5 daily tasks listed here and these 4 weekly tasks. And I'm going to jump into each of these in detail. So that's why we're just doing this first part for the daily task today. So the gratitudes or affirmations, what is meant by that is every day to write down 2 things that you're grateful for. So I'm grateful for my dog Zio, and I'm grateful for living in Hawaii. And those 2 items will change every day, just whatever comes to mind that you want to be grateful for. And then writing down 25 times whatever goal you're working on for a 30-day period. So one of the example they gave us, like they had us write down the amount you want to earn this year, and then the little exercise they did was, okay, write that number down. And if you guys are paying attention right now, you can do that same thing. Just like write down on a piece of paper how much you want to earn in the next 12 months. And then you write it down. And then he's like, right, now double it and write that number down. And then what was did you hear the voice in the back of your head as like, that's insane. That's not reachable. So that little voice is what you're kind of eating at when you're writing down these goals every day. You're making it seem more attainable by programming your mind to be okay with and comfortable with that whatever goal that is that you're doubling. And it doesn't have to be money. It could be a number of transactions, or it could be like just a personal, like I want to meet 50 people, or I want to change the lives of 30 families who are underprivileged or stuff like that. It doesn't have to be just money focused. For me personally, mine is a money number, and but it's not for that money. It's for what I can do with having that money, the time that I'll have available by earning that amount per month, the lives that I can change by donating money to them, or like you go to a restaurant and somebody provides you with like top-notch service, and you're like, here, like I see you're working really hard, and I want to give you this big tip. Or a lot of people do like where you pay for somebody's Starbucks drink for the next person in line after you, and it just really changes people's perspective, and it starts to spread, just positivity, and it's contagious.
Yep.
Any questions, comments on that? Anybody do this on a daily basis already? Anyone? All right. But yeah, so just again, to rehash, 2 things that you're grateful for every day. This is for 30 days. And it's supposed to be ongoing, but the 30-day benchmark is when you start a new goal. So then every day you write 25 times, whatever that goal is. I'm thrilled to earn $25,000 per month. You write that down 25 times. And then after 30 days of doing that, you move on to your next goal. All right. Next thing is show up and stay on your agenda. So by showing up, it means, and it could be different for everyone, but this is basically what it consists of for most people. You go get your workout in, get your blood flowing. After that, shower up, get dressed, and actually get dressed like you're, especially weird for us, working from a cloud-based business where you have an office space available if you want one, but for most people, it's just not necessary. Like for me, I would have to drive 45 minutes to work on a computer in an office space when I can just work on a computer here at my house. And so it's kind of defeats the purpose. Like it's kind of pointless to waste the gas, the time, all that stuff to drive over there. But for some people, they do need that. They need to be in that office space in order to feel like they're, being productive and whatnot. But if you don't, like if you're in my case, where you're able to just work from home, you still want to shower, get dressed, do your hair, get ready for the day, and basically, show up because that is your workspace. And then also the gratitudes, which we talked about, and then breakfast, whatever you need to do to get started. The other part of this Ninja 9 step is time blocking. So writing out what you're going to do throughout the day and setting aside time blocks for that. So estimate how long it's going to take to call 50 people, set aside that time block and protect that time block. So that's the part of staying on your agenda. Distractions are going to come up that seem more important, but if you commit to sticking to your agenda over time, you're going to see that you're going to have a lot better results than if you're just, firing from the hip, being controlled by everyone else that's contacting you. Because you'll see, like, when you're trying to stick to your agenda, there'll be just so many distractions. And then the times when you're just kind of going with the flow, not really sticking to any kind of schedule, you're just like sitting there twirling your thumbs because there's not much going on. But it's almost like spiritual warfare. Like, you need to stick to your agenda to make that the significant progress that's going to make huge leaps and bounds for your business. And yes, so first thing in the morning, you don't want to check email or check your social, because that'll immediately throw you off track. You're going to see an email about a client that's one asking for showings or whatever, and they make it seem like it's emergency, or one of the escrows you have, somebody's asking for some document or something, and it's just going to completely throw you off track. So you want to set aside your schedule the day before or first thing in the morning, and then stick to that schedule. And you can also time block time in there to check your email or to deal with random items, but you want to stick to that schedule, or else you'll get to the end of the day and be like, I didn't do anything today. I just dealt with random little pop-up tasks that weren't actually important. Any questions, comments on that? You can raise your hands or comment in the chat box. All righty. And there's lots of different techniques for, time blocking and for putting aside distractions. One thing that's good on the Apple iPhone is you can put in work mode or do not disturb mode, so that all his notifications will be silenced. And then you can also use the voicemail or the automatic text message replies, where it says, in a meeting, call you right back. So you don't have to, it's like when you see that text message pop up and it's from a client, like, hey, I have a quick question, or I have a quick important question. It'll reply to them, hey, I'm on the phone. I'll call you right back. And then you wait for that time block where you set aside to get back to people, or you wait for the little cushion time and then you actually get back to them. All right. Thanks, John. See you later. John's hopping off to the new intern orientation. Anyone else, if you're in here and you're a new intern, if this is your anywhere from your first to third week, or if you haven't been to a new intern orientation, that is located in EXP World. All right. Next step is writing 2 personal notes. And it's as simple as like what I wrote here. Hey friend, you popped into my head this morning. Just wanted to wish you well. And so what I've been doing lately is just like thinking back to throughout my life, like people who have made a difference in who I am today and in my upbringing. And so like I wrote notes to a couple of my middle school teachers, just kind of thanking them for making a difference in my life when I was at a young age, and you'll be surprised by like the responses you get back. And ultimately, like the reason you're doing this is to brighten their day, and spread positivity. But the like second and third order effects of this, they'll call you, you'll have that forward conversation with them, and you'll find out that they have a friend that's wanting to buy or sell, and so they connect you with a client. And that's like the secondary benefit to that. But primarily you're focused on just being a positive influence to people around you, and then you reap the benefits of being aiming to improve the world. But yeah, it's just simple cards. You can get them at TJ Maxx, Ross. You can get a big box of 30 for like $10, or you can get the nicer ones at like Hallmark or wherever you buy gift cards. And you just write a simple note. It can be as simple as 1 or 2 sentences. But the key is actually a physical card, not just, or I'm going to send them a digital American greetings card, because it's just something about receiving stuff in the mail. And I'm sure all of you guys can attest to it. When you get something in the mail, if it's handwritten, you feel special for receiving that. And if you're like in a challenging phase in your life and you receive that, and it's just like a positive message from a friend, it can definitely brighten up your day. But yeah, the other technique is also to include your phone number in there. Like if you don't want to seem salesy and throw in your business card, you can just write your phone number. They'll probably reach out to you and say thank you for brightening their day. Next is focusing on your hot list. So your hot list is these 4 criteria here. So people who want to buy or sell, they know they want to buy or sell. So that means like you've had the conversation with them. They've literally said that they want to buy or sell, and not just you think that they do. They want to buy or sell with you. So you've had that conversation. Hey, I'm a realtor. I would love to help you out. And like, oh yes, I would love to work with you. And you've established that you guys are working together. So that's another criteria to get them on your hot list. And they want to buy or sell within the next 90 days. So if it's like 5 years out, you may not want to put them on your hot list, because these are the people you're going to be reaching out to multiple times per week. And so if they're 5 years out, and if you have 100 people that are 5 years out, you're going to be wasting a lot of time trying to talk to them about buying and selling right now. So yeah, 90 days, they want to buy or sell with you, and they know they want to buy or sell. So some questions to ask yourself when you're looking at your hot list is, who is ready to write a contract this week? So looking through, and you've been doing some showings with client A, so they might be ready to put an offer on a property. And so you ask yourself, like, what do I need to do to get them there? So that's where what is their next step? Do they need to have they get pre-approved a few months ago and they don't know what they're pre-approved for now because of the change in the rates? Do they need a little, like a detailed breakdown of what's their monthly payment going to look like, and what it really consists, what goes along with owning a house, like the responsibilities, like just all the, whatever they need to get them to being comfortable with putting in an offer. Just ask yourself what that is, and then tailor your communication to them to fit that. And lastly, just what and who I focus on expands. So if you're focusing on those people who are ready to buy or sell a house, then that urgency for them to want to buy or sell is going to become more like at the front of their radar for taking action. I know so personally, I want to buy a house, an investment property, either in Scottsdale or in Maui, and I've been getting distracted from. So I have agent friends that in both of those places who are sending me properties, but I'm getting distracted with work, with other things that are more important to me, and not looking at properties because that's kind of at the bottom of my list of priorities. It's definitely something that I want to do, but it's just not a huge priority for me because it's not right in my face. My phone isn't ringing from those agents saying, "Hey, if I saw this property," but if they were to be out there looking for a property, they send me a video. "Hey, here's this video I made just for you. What do you think of it?" Then I'd probably be more I'd be a lot closer to pulling the trigger on buying one of those properties. And so you just got to put yourself in those shoes. Like, how do you become how do you move up to the top of their list of priorities by making it easier for them to make that transaction, especially for military friends. They're probably focused on their move and not so much what's the perfect house. They're like, all right, when I get there, I'll figure it out. I got 60 days of TLA to figure it out, so that's plenty of time. But if you're helping them with that process and making it a lot easier for them by sending them videos of properties, sending them all the details about a given property, like, is it any issues that are with it, or it's a good deal to buy this house because of X, Y, and Z, all that stuff. Just doing the thinking for them. That'll get them closer to putting in an offer. And then after that, focus on your warm list. So this is like a step below the hot list. So they want to buy or sell because they've kind of mentioned it. And the way you might know that they want to buy or sell is if you've heard some kind of pain or pleasure when you've talked to them. Pain being like, "Oh, we got married last year. We've been living in this 1-bedroom place and we have a kid on the way." So that's a pain there, that they're going to need more space for their expanding family. Or we're right now we're driving 45 minutes to work every day. It would be nice if we could be a little closer to where we're working, so we're not burning all this gas and time, and have more time with family. So you hear that pain in their story, and then you think of a way to resolve that pain for them. And then same goes for pleasures, like, "Oh, we just got a raise. Oh, congrats. That's awesome. You got a promotion." But they want to put that money to use by buying
They had a message in the
Let's see who that is.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry.
You're good, Monica. But yeah, focus on your warm list. So you see the changes in their life, and this is like within the next 12 months. And so compared to the hot list, where they know they want to buy or sell, and they know they want to buy or sell with you, you may need to work towards that. So maybe they know you're a realtor, but they see you posting all the time, and it's like, "Oh, this friend is super busy, so I don't want to bother them because I know they'll make me a priority if I ask them if they will help me buy or sell." But you want to open up that conversation, because a lot of times that is the case. And then so you have your database list, and you use the forward conversation to have that to talk to them about what's going on in their life, and just to rehash what forward means. The F is family, and then occupation, recreation, and dreams. So a lot of times people have difficulty just calling random folks, because like, "Oh, hey, I've been talking to you in 3 years. I'm just calling just to call you." But this will help guide your conversation. "Oh, hey, how's the family doing?" "Oh, good. You have any kids on the way?" Blah, blah, blah. "Oh, cool. So last I heard you were in the military." "Yeah, but I actually got out last year. What are you doing these days?" "Yeah, I'm working at Northrop Grumman." "Oh, cool. And you guys are living in Colorado?" Yeah. what do you guys do for fun while you're out there? So this is the R, recreation. Yeah, we like to go skiing and snowboarding and all that stuff. Oh, cool. Have you ever wanted to go? This is bumping into dreams. Have you ever wanted to go skiing in the Alps or some kind of vacation place? Talking about their dreams, and then within that conversation, you'll at some point you're going to hear either a pain or a pleasure, and that's throughout this conversation you're taking notes, putting it in your database, and yeah, just kind of figuring out how you're going to get them to be move from your warm to your hot list. And then yeah, so you go through that list of all your friends. So you take your contact list in your phone, go A through Z, and start divvying them up between where they fall, and you start reaching out to them, having those conversations with them. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the daily tasks for the Ninja 9. And if you guys apply these, you'll definitely within a week, I would say you'll start seeing just like the miracles that happen from these simple tasks. I know it can get kind of taxing on your energy and time and everything by all the different things that are out there to do. And also for people that aren't licensed in here, these are things that you can do even without a license. Just start reaching out, having those conversations with people, let them know what you're doing, find out what they're doing in their lives. And yeah. And it doesn't even have to be like, if there's some people that change their minds about going into real estate, and this could also benefit you in whatever type of business you go into, just having those connections with your old friends. Again, this is from the book Ninja Selling. You can get on Amazon for $10 for Kindle, or the hardcover for $18.79. Any questions on anything I said? Go ahead, Ryan.
So I have a question. As far as following up with your hot list and your hot list and warm list, how do you integrate that into your CRM? Is there a way that you can like put those people weekly where they pop up where you got to check on them?
Yeah. So depending on the CRM you have, so the one that's provided through EXP is KB Core, and the one that my team uses is called Follow Up Boss. And both of those have features where it'll set a reminder to call them, email them, whatever the task is. You can set the task in there, and it'll pop up on your feed to do that. I know Follow Up Boss sends emails. I think you can do the same thing with KB Core, but right. Each day it'll send you an email like, all right, you said you wanted to call these 3 people and you wanted to write a note to these 2 people, all that stuff. What stuff have you worked with?
I'm sorry?
Have you tried out any of those features?
So yes, I've set appointments before, but I was kind of curious if there was like a mass way to do it, right? So like, you know how you can rate people in KV Core, and like if I could somehow get reminders based off of their star rating in KV Core or something. Trying to see if there's any fancy tricks that you know of.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, I guess one way you could do that is if you were to email yourself a list of those people and put it like on a timed email. It's like you can schedule an email, like, hey, send this email first thing Wednesday morning. So that's one way to do it, just off the top of my head. But I'm sure there is a way to, click check all and then call these people on this day.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Awesome.
Anyone else? Comments about applying any of these things, or questions about anything? Has anyone tried going through their contact list and their phone and just calling people?
Yep.
You said you've done it, Ryan?
Yeah, I have. And I actually went as far as to put quite a bit of people from my phone into my CRM, even if they're just like friends, just kind of follow up with them like, hey, how's everything going? This is what's going on in my life kind of deal. So
it feels good, right? Like you have these conversations, catching up with people, and
right. It's like you're getting paid to be a good friend.
Yeah. Caleb Kirkland.
Yeah, I was actually I actually did that a couple of weeks back, and it's actually really surprising. I mean, one, it's cool catching up with everybody, but I mean, just from the fact of just being in the military, just trying to find out, what actually everybody's plans are once they get out, and it's crazy that I've actually found like 5 or 6 guys that they're moving to this area, so they're gonna need help, at some point. And I don't know, it's just when they talk about, like hitting up your sphere and everything like that, like they're not joking, I mean, they already know you and like you and trust you, and on top of that, I mean, you have the services that you can help them out, so I definitely recommend it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and the trick is to focus on them every day, because you might, like, now that you've established that contact with them and you know that they want to buy or sell, there's gonna be all kinds of distractions coming in, attacking your focus. And a week will go by, and then 2 weeks, and then that third week, one of the friends that was about to move out to wherever you are, you see a post on Facebook, and it's like, oh, we're buying a house, and you're like, what in the world? Like, I haven't talked to you in 3 weeks, and you go find another realtor to work with and all that stuff. But and it's not like anything like out of bad intent from them. It's just, if you're not top of mind, then other people will sneak in there and take your business. So you got to focus on those people and consistently build that relationship. Have you had that happen, Ryan?
Yeah. Uh, just recently, actually, so I went out for a friend, showed him my house, and didn't talk to him for a week, and he ended up going to another agent because he said that he thought it was fair that she showed him that house first. I'm like, son of a gun, man! Like, could have done that for you.
Yeah.
He was very sad about it, but and he offered to like write me a review, but I was like, no, it's all right, man.
Yeah.
I probably should have took the review, but I don't want a pity review.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But I've
Yeah,
also had the opposite happen where I stayed on top of somebody, and actually, it was the first time calling somebody in a long time. Like, I think I hadn't called this person in like 2 or 3 years, and they actually ended up buying a house. So it's great.
nice. Yep. Got to focus on that hot list and warm list. All right. So for the weekly challenge, I want to challenge you guys to start doing those gratitudes every day. So writing down just 2 things that you're grateful for. First thing after your cup of coffee or whatever you got to do when you first wake up. 2 things you're grateful for, and then just pick one goal, just something simple. And again, it doesn't have to be money focused. It could be, I want to contact every friend on my phone by blank date by the time you get out of the military or whatever. And just write that same simple 1-line goal 25 times for 30 days. And then once you complete that, move on to a new goal, and you'll see the benefits of that. But so we're at the halfway through the hour, so it's the end of the meeting. If you have any questions that you want to stick around for, I'll stick around for a few more minutes. But if not, go out there, get after it, pass your pre-licensing, and get your license ASAP. See you guys. Do you have a question, Emmy? Never mind, she's gone.